Morning, Keller Williams, and welcome to nearly our last sales meeting of 2022. Very excited to have you with us this morning for a great conversation around something that really needs to be on top of mind and considered as we move through rather a very busy time of year, being the holidays. So to talk a little bit about one of the most impactful sections of a book called The One Thing, and that's counterbalancing. So we're gonna talk more about how that shows up and where that shows up today. But before we dive into that, we will start, as we always do, with a little deep dive into our beliefs. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a teaser as it relates to something we're going to talk about in a minute. Our career night last night. We had a fantastic turnout. We had a ton of fun, and we had a really great conversation about this specifically. When we talk about the culture of our company, we talk about the way that it shows up and the way that it thrives. But, what was really exciting is several of the people, I think all but one person in the room, had been invited by an agent or a team in our company. And we had 18 individuals in the room and on Zoom last night. And it was great. The conversation was maybe not very different than what you would hear at any other conversation around Keller Williams, but what brought it to life was that we had 3 agents in the room who were highlighting their personal experience in the last 6 to 12 months. And that's where, I think teamwork is the one that stands out to me. And the one that will stand out in today's conversation around counterbalancing is that together everyone achieves more, right? And so, I can stand at the front of the room and talk a lot about our company and our culture. And when somebody who 12 months ago was not exposed to it, wasn't a part of it, sees it expresses it to a room, it takes on a different context and hits at a different angle for folks. So we had a fantastic time last night, due in a large part to one who was in the room from an unlicensed standpoint, or even licensed. We have, if you didn't know, we have licensed individuals at our career nights too. And then 2, who was there from our office telling our story. So big thank you to Shaniqua Jackson, Alexis Jones, and Dia Bailey for being there. Before we dive into what's coming up on the calendar, let's talk a little bit about our top performers for November. Now, we had a few huge accomplishments throughout November. And it was not just at the market center level, it happened at the individual, group, and team level. So big congratulations to all of the agents. Anyone who says that no one wants to buy or sell in the winter months, look no further than these folks. Lori Degg with 5 listings in the month of November. And as many units sold as well. Our team's rocking and rolling. Shout out to the Malloy team. Dan Malloy doing it all the way from Florida, racking out a very strong November, likely from the golf course, if you know Dan. But a really, really strong performance, top to bottom, left to right, individual, group, and team for our company. And a good reminder that in the seasonal months, in the upcoming market, there will be a top performer, right? There's a top performer in every market. There's a top performer every month. There's a top performer in every category. There is a number 1 real estate agent on every block. And so mindset being so hypercritical, understanding that, if you can win the week, you can win the month, you can win the year. If you can be the best one on the street, you can be the best one in the neighborhood, you can be the best one in the development, you can be the best one in the city. So like I said, that's going to happen week to week, month to month. So if you are looking for an opportunity to continue to grow your business, screenshot this slide right now and maybe grab a cup of coffee with any of these individuals, groups, or teams. You've heard me talk about it. You probably heard a lot of people talk about it. You've probably gotten about 500 unsolicited text messages about open enrollment and great healthcare benefits. Well, as you have heard me say in the past, Keller Williams has a partnership with Capstone Financial, who is a nationwide company that provides access to health benefit programs. And through the partnership, Keller Williams has been able to provide access to group rates for individual 1099 contractors. If you are interested in, if you are, you do not have a health insurance or you're not opted into anything, or you're looking to make sure that you are maximizing your frugality and your cost savings as we move in through a shifting market, this is the place to go. If you have questions about it, please reach out to me. Just shoot me a quick email and say, hey, can you connect me with the guy or gal who can help me with this Real Agent Perks thing? Just explore it. Even if you have an offering through a spouse or through another form of employment, it might be worth looking into, right? The options that you have might not always be the best options for you to move forward with. So keep that in mind. And just like with our legal support, our tax, accounting, and bookkeeping support, these are things that we want to provide as an ecosystem and as a platform, as a company, so that you can maximize your business opportunities, maximize your earning opportunities, and maximize your life. As I mentioned last night, we had a lot of fun, big laughs. The jokes were landing big time. If anyone who was there, you were probably sore this morning because we had a lot of fun, probably more fun than you should have at a career night about something so serious like a career in real estate, but we did it. And so I want to give a big thanks to everyone who was there. As I mentioned, Dia, Shaniqua, and Alexis, but then also the other individuals who invited folks or let folks know about the opportunity to learn more about a career in real estate. We've got another one of these next week in Rocky River and are very excited. We've had a great turnout, and you hear me talk about it all the time. Our market is not shifting, right? Our industry is not shifting. The entire economic universe is shifting over the course of the next several months as we fight through a bunch of different things geopolitically and economically. That means opportunity for everybody in terms of starting a career or maximizing a career in real estate. And the easiest way to get another person into your downline or to help somebody navigate job loss or demotion is through a career in real estate, or at least exposing them to a career in real estate, even if they don't have to have started classes, they don't have to be licensed, they can just be somebody learning. And so take advantage of that, East Side and West Side. And we'll have a few big things on the horizon for January 2023 to kick off the new year, new career vibe. Congratulations to our cappers from November, Jane Evans and Eddie Golden, holding it down for the individual agent Rainmaker front. And then shout out to Robbie, Andra, Amy, Jamie, Elijah, Christy, Mike, and Aton, all of our team agents that capped in that month. So holidays came early for all those folks in terms of earning now 100% of their commission. All right. And you've heard us talk about it a couple times. You got an email from me over the weekend about it. And it is the agent website. And so if I can, see if I can pull this off. I was going to just give you guys a quick tour of the website while we have our time here together. Oops. First time on Zoom. Sorry, guys. Is that sharing?
No.
No. Okay. Let's try this one more time. How about now?
That's good.
Okay. So if you haven't visited it, 297agent.com. It's your agent resource website. There's a ton of information here, right? You might say, hey, what was that really cool upcoming training? Right here on the homepage, you've got a agenda format of the calendar, what days the office is closed, when profit shares hit in your account, when that next career night is, when the next sales meeting is, right? And then whatever featured event is coming up. Guys, mark your calendars right now. February 9th, Thursday, February 9th, Capitol Theater. We will be having our in-person award celebration and celebrating 20 years of Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan in Northeast Ohio.
Michael.
Yeah.
Also, guys, if you scroll up a little bit, Mike, there is a plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner of that Google Calendar. If you do that, you can subscribe to our office calendar, so you actually don't have to manually add it to your calendar. It can be added for you, so you can follow along with all of our events. Hopefully your calendar doesn't look as busy as Michael's, but
great call. Yeah, very easy. Hit that plus sign, then you'll never miss another training. But if you do, you can always pop to our training training channel on YouTube. So maybe you need help with command. Oh, hey, who are those people that I needed to talk to about my insurance or my taxes? Oh, it's all of these folks. Oh, who's that guy from Capstone Financial that's going to help me with my health benefits? It's him. Oh, oh man, what was that? Man, I know he looks like he just got out of high school. Who's that Sean Hadley guy? How do I contact him? Right? All of our affiliate business partners, our resources. Hey, I need some help with command. Where was that video about how to get paid? Right? All of that there. New agents, training, Ignite. Oh, I want to learn more about Bold. I want opportunities for and as I've mentioned, I think most visited piece of our resource world is, and it's talked about a lot last night, our script library, right? Whatever your situation, there is a script for it. And we've pulled them together, organized them, and have them available to you. So just wanted to show that to you guys in case you hadn't made it, in case you hadn't been able to explore it yet. There's a little quick tour. Take advantage of it. It's an awesome resource for you. And if you have anything that you think should also go on there, right? If you're like, hey, is this there or could it be there? Let us know. We'd love to show that to you. All right, some upcoming training. You just heard me talk about Bold, right? Bold is back in Northeast Ohio. There are a limited number of seats. So if you're one of those people who are waiting till after the first of the year, don't. Give yourself an early winter holiday present and get yourself into Bold starting in January. Guys, it is $799 for a 7-week program that is statistically proven to increase your business. This is a program that literally hundreds of KW agents have taken. The overwhelming majority of our top agents have taken Bold multiple times, right? And it is a course led by an instructor named Hudson Warren. He was actually rated the #1 Bold coach out of Bold coaches last year. Right. So he's very talented. He's never been to Northeast Ohio before. Fresh perspective, fresh level of energy and intensity. And he's arguably the best Bold coach going right now. The program is set up to help you get into and be accountable to the right activities, the right conversations, and the right outcomes for building your business objectives around a life by design, right? That's what Bold stands for. Business objective, life by design. So the opportunity here is to get a seat now. And so if you're interested in this and you're like, hey, that sounds awesome. It's also the holidays and my capital expenditure is maybe more than it is in any other month. Is there a way for us to work together and peanut butter this out? Yes, absolutely. Please reach out to me, Julia, or Carrie about opportunities to explore a bold loan. Guys, this is going to sell out. There's a limited number of seats. There's 125 seats. We are 35 days away from the program, and 43 of those seats are already taken, right? And so before the end of the year, we're going to be down to just a handful. Do not want you guys to miss out. This is, like I said, statistically proven to grow your business regardless of market. So now is the time. Like, this is going to be the silver bullet for taking market share. You see the dates there. It's a huge opportunity. Please, please, please take advantage of it. And if you need help learning more about it, understanding what your commitments are, please, please, please reach out. Tomorrow, speaking of opportunities that exist in a shifting market, investment opportunities are going to be abound. And so we will hear from Eric Akbar tomorrow, resident investment expert, longtime investor, longtime real estate agent, longtime productivity coach. Those things create a beautiful Venn diagram for the conversation we're going to have with our investor mastermind tomorrow about creating smart investing goals for 2023 and beyond. So if you are a part of the investor community, please be there. It's a great opportunity to network, to learn more about other people's strategy, to get support and accountability and another set of eyes on your goals for next year. If you're interested in investing in 2023, if you haven't got there yet, but you know you want to, definitely make it there tomorrow, 12 noon, for the investor mastermind. And then looking all the way ahead to the other side of the new year, we are going to hit the ground running in January. The office is closed on January 2nd. On January 3rd, we will kick off a 6-part sprint series called Ignite Spark. If you're not familiar with Ignite, it is the codified Keller Williams how to launch your business program. What we're doing is we're selecting the 6 most potent and relevant courses from Ignite, which is a 20-course series, and implementing them within the first 2 weeks of 2023. This is not based on production level. This is not based on experience. This is everybody in this company should be a part of Ignite Spark to get into the mindset, activities, and into the appointments that are going to build your business pipeline for 2023. And we are going to have some outstanding instructors with a range of experience with respect to folks who have seen market shifts before, folks who have who were winning long before 3% interest rates. There's going to be a ton of experience and knowledge here. Can't miss. January 3rd, 4th, and 6th, 9th, 11th, and 13th. Those are your 6 dates for Ignite. Be on the lookout for it. It's going to be massive. And guys, massive action leads to massive results. So the big push at the start of the year, while everybody at every other brokerage, all of your competition are, still waiting for the national championship game to be over to start their business for 2023, you will be light years ahead of them. And then you already heard me talk about it. February 9th, 2023. It's a Thursday, the second Thursday in February. We will see you at the Capitol Theater. And are very excited to bring that back in person and have this event be not only a celebration of all the accomplishments of 2022, but also to celebrate 20 years of Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And then final thing for January, yet another event will sell out. I sent you a note about this on Friday, January 25th, 9 to 1:30, shift into Overthrive. Guys, if you can't see the theme here, we're stacking up the big hits on your business. Start with Ignite, roll into Bold, shift into Overthrive. If you win January, you will take so much market share throughout the year. And so all we're doing is pouring in to put you in a position to get into action, to get into activity, to take market share and win in the shift. All right, be on the lookout for all that and more coming into an inbox near you. Over to our partners, Sean, Don, and Chris. Gentlemen, what is happening out there on the mortgage front?
Morning, everybody. All right, so one quick announcement. This was pretty much known it was forthcoming, just got the final amount for the conforming loan limit. So $726,200. That's the new loan limit. Once you're above that amount, it becomes a jumbo loan. Different guidelines, different interest rates, different down payment requirements and such. But that's about an $80,000 adjustment from where it was before. So 726 and change is the new conforming loan limit that becomes jumbo. So two big things, 2 big days circled on the calendar this month, and they're back to back. Inflation reports came out about an hour ago, and then the Federal Reserve Board meeting started about an hour ago and concludes tomorrow. So inflation numbers came back better than expected. So November 10th is when we saw rates will go from the mid to low 7s back into the 6s and into the mid 6s here eventually. Well, here we got 2 back-to-back months with favorable inflation numbers. And again, it was inflation that pushed rates up from their record lows in 2021. So this is good news. The Federal Reserve Board meeting is happening and will conclude tomorrow at 2:15. After that, you will hear that the Federal Reserve Board raised interest rates 0.5%. So this is definitely going to be confusing headlines. Inflation down, Fed moving rates up. What's that going to amount to for interest rates? Well, we'll see what, after the dust settles, but so far, 1 out of 2 are coming back very, very good. This could help improve interest rates. And of course, that puts smiles on everybody's faces. So obviously, if you want to swing by or call Chris or I or Don or shoot a text, just looking for a little blurb, but the brief news is inflation came back better than expected, and that's generally good for interest rates. We'll see what happens. But Chris?
Yeah, I am patiently waiting, I think everybody is, to see what Powell has to say tomorrow. Any optimism there is probably going to go a long way. We're kind of fighting the Fed raising rates, inflation pushing rates back down. We're going to hit an equilibrium here, and hopefully the Fed will kind of, lay off the gas and hopefully tap the brakes a little bit. Their favorite inflation indicator comes out at the end of the month here, so maybe they'll get some good news there, and then next year could be a lot of optimism. Fingers crossed.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank you very much, gentlemen, guys and gals. Everybody, please take advantage of the cross-country team when it comes to refining or building out your scripts related to what's happening. As Sean indicated, there's going to be a lot of things moving in a lot of different directions, and you want to build confidence with your clientele by being able to articulate what's happening, when, and why. All right, over to Team Title. What's going on? What's the latest at GM Title and Escrow? Jade.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to touch base. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to continue to say it until I stop hearing about it. Please, you guys, people are getting smarter and smarter every day. And I have heard many stories, especially lately, about wire fraud. So if it's us, any title company in general, guys, please, if you get wiring instructions, have you or your clients, please call the title company to confirm that those are the correct wiring instructions. I hate getting those calls that, hey, you guys didn't do it, but another title company, my clients got sent fraudulent wire instructions. They wired $150,000 to some foreign account. What do we do? If that does ever happen to you guys, what I would suggest to do first, though, is to call the police and open a police report on that and see if you guys can recall the wire. Of course, you know, that if you guys call, confirm, there is a much less likely chance that wire fraud is going to happen. So I would hate to see it happen to you guys, your clients, but if it does happen, you know, I would suggest calling the police, opening a police report, and doing it that way. If you guys have any questions, any, you know, thoughts, ideas, questions about that, please let me know. But that is all I have for you guys today.
Always a good reminder. Super careful, advise your clients accordingly. I think that I see Miss Gina on the line, maybe not. All right, and then no Jess today either. So we will jump over to our feature here as we reach the top of the hour for a conversation on counterbalancing. Carrie?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us all today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about counterbalancing today. So originally, the idea where counterbalancing kind of came from started with the idea of having a work-life balance. So obviously we all know what a work-life balance is, which is kind of being able to manage our home life versus our work life and not going too out of skew either way. It's the idea of having the best of both worlds. And I'm here today to tell you that we're having a work-life balance is a lie. So the idea of a work-life balance started in the 80s actually, and was kind of exacerbated by the coming out of the BlackBerry. So there were no barriers for people from when they were at work and then when they were at home. And obviously today it's even more with the iPhone. We're always at work, we're always at home, we're always checking our email. So work-life balance is a lie. And the reason is that it's sold to us. Oh, Mike, you can change the slide. The reason is that it's sold to us as a destination. So the idea is if we just get our lives organized, everything will all fall into place. We'll have a great relationship with our work, our spouse, and our kids. But work-life balance is a verb, and it's something that you have to continue to do actively. So there's a sort of prevailing quest to live a balanced life, but ironically, doing so tends to throw things out of whack. And that's because balance is not possible, and it's also not the most productive philosophy. People often struggle to obtain balance, but in the end, what they end up with is a lot of burnout. And the solution to this is counterbalancing. Michael, there's a video on the next slide.
The reason why. Think of it like this. If you're working on the work-life balance, let me show you what actually happens. This is what life is. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, Jason, that's not what my life looks like. Yes, you too. And what do I mean by that? Well, on this side, it is work. And on this side, it is play. And yes, that says play. And people that ask about the work-life balance, they're really saying is, Jason, how do I live between these red lines? I got news for you. In order to live between these red lines, you go to work a little bit, you go to play a little bit, you go to work a little bit, you go to play a little bit, you go to work a little bit, you go to play a little bit. You know what happens that's exceptional here? Nothing. There is nothing exceptional that happens if all you're going to do is stay in the middle. Think of it like this. Gary Keller and Jay Papasan in The One Thing, they said something brilliant. They said, this is not actually the way to do it. They said counterbalance is the way to do it. What does that mean? It means when I'm going to work, I'm going to work. I'm going to go hard at work. This is going to be at these points. It means I'm not going to be doing anything else. I'm solely focused on work. I'm going to go harder than anybody else. I'm going to go faster than anybody else. I'm going to go more efficiently than everybody else. When I'm at work, I'm not thinking about anything else. And by the way, the people closest to me, they have to understand that, because if you try to come in here and ask me what my favorite color is, I'm not interested in talking to you, nor do I need you in my life in that moment. But in order to maintain any sort of life and relationship, I got to come over here. Meaning when I'm done working, and this might be an hour, it might be a day, it might be 3 days. Heck, I might go on a business trip, be gone 4 days. And for me, I'll be honest, don't judge. I might not call anyone and check in. I'm at work. But when I check out of work and I go into play, you better believe it. My laptop doesn't have sand in it because I don't take it on vacation. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing over here. If I'm going out to dinner, I'm actually going to be out to dinner. Friends, this is called counterbalance. I'm over here and it's off balance. I'm over here and it's off balance. I'm over here and it's off balance. I'm over here and I'm off balance. And that is the key. You want a really average life, you go out and try to make it balanced. You want to do exceptional things at work and at home, think about counterbalance, friends.
Oops.
Okay, so next slide, please. Jason described it in a little bit more exciting way than what I just said, and he had the whiteboard, of course, to kind of draw that all out. So what he basically was saying is that living in the middle means never giving anything your all. So again, he said that this idea comes from the One Thing, that is the book. If you are interested in it, we have copies in the office. But to continue on that, so balancing work life and everything in between requires us to not give too much of ourselves to anything. So to live your life directly in the middle. But living your life that way guarantees that you will never be able to truly focus on what matters most. So by trying to keep everything on a level ground, nothing is going to ever get your full attention. And the middle is kind of mundane. As Jason said, that's where no greatness happens. And that is one of the biggest flaws of the concept of a balanced life. We think that we need to be in the middle at all times, but what this philosophy doesn't account for are the moments when we need to step away from the middle in order to accomplish some of our other big goals. So things will naturally go out of balance when you're going after the things that matter most in your life. And if you're not prepared for chaos, it could ensue. So instead of trying to manage it all equally, we need to find what makes our work and personal lives the most effective. The Harvard Business Review recently outlined research that shows that being balanced isn't necessarily effective, and managing multiple things at once can be a struggle. The counterbalancing act comes into play when you begin deciding when it's all right to stay in the middle and when you need to go to the extremes to get things done. Next slide, please.
Sorry.
That's okay. So this is a quote from the One Thing. Next slide, please. So the counterbalancing mindset, while actual balance, as we've discussed, isn't possible, the act of counterbalancing is very achievable. So it's the idea of going between life and work requirements so nothing is ignored or left undone for too long, but making sure the things that matter most are given the lion's share of your attention. And this frees you up to spend the majority of your focus on your top priority at the moment. So these are some counterbalancing factors to keep in mind. Counterbalancing is divided into two buckets, your work and your life, and both need to be counterbalanced independently. There are times where you're going to have to put small amounts of focus on secondary concerns so they don't get completely ignored. Counterbalancing requires keen awareness of what is needed most. Nothing should ever be sacrificed completely. Never forego family for work. Work will require you to be at the extremes for longer periods, whereas personal life requires frequently moving back and forth for tight counterbalancing. And the key is determining how long you need to be out of balance. And a lot of this actually ties back to another concept in the One Thing that they deem as a lie, which is everything matters equally. So counterbalancing is a lot about prioritizing, because in life and work, things are not ever equal. When the most important priorities are attended to, then everything else can be out of balance. And that is part of the beauty of counterbalancing. And Michael or anyone, if you have any examples or thoughts to interject, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I think I think this is so timely and so important. We talk a lot about business, and we talk a lot about the importance of, getting ahead, staying consistent, staying in activity. And one of the few times that you'll hear me not talk about it is probably over the next few weeks. 2023 is going to be a big year. It's going to be a year full and wrought with opportunity. And it's going to mean more work, longer hours, more consistency. Like, we are going to level up in 2023. We're going to have to do the business that you all want to do, and take advantage of this period that we're in to really invest in those personal relationships on the life and the play side, so that when we get to January, on January 3rd, you can be wholly and fully committed to doing what you need to do when you need to do it, and sprint for that month of January. Do not come out of the box sluggish. And to do that, it's to invest the last 2 weeks of this year into your family, into your friends, into your play. That would be my example.
Next slide, please. So our power to successfully counterbalance is up against three major obstacles. One being our lack of understanding of who we are. Two, our lack of habits and discipline. And three, our lack of intentional development of key relationships. Next slide. So the first one, our lack of understanding who you are. So this is talked about actually in another one of Gary Keller's sessions called Quantum Leap. I recommend it if you have not taken it yet. It is an awesome, awesome course. I think it was just recently brought to our area, and I'm sure it will be brought back again, and we'll be sure to let you guys know. So to obtain an abundant life, what you need to do is inspect yourself starting from the inside out, because what you think determines what you do, and what you do determines who you are. So to build a life with great purpose, Gary Keller says that you need to first stop and establish your own personal mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. And these will sort of serve as a filter for the decisions that you'll face throughout your life. So next slide, please. This is an example of our Keller Williams mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. And again, these are very important to have just in your own life, in your day-to-day, to kind of know what are the rules that you live by, what are your values, and what is truly important to you. Next slide, please. And then equally important is your need to have your big why. So why do you get up and go to work every morning? What are you doing it for? According to Gary Keller, people who have a drive that exceeds what they have is because they have a big why. Next slide, please. Obstacle number 2 is not having self-mastery at a significant level in the 6 key discipline areas of our life. So there are 6 life disciplines which an individual should be self-aware of, and that is self, spiritual, physical, time, money, and growth. So the more disciplined you are, the quicker and easier you'll find that you're able to form a habit. And this is key because powerful habits are what success is built on. Next slide. Success is not about doing everything, but it's about doing the right things. I'm not sure who said that, whether it was Gary Keller or maybe Mark Twain. But according to Gary Keller, most people get the words discipline and habit confused. Discipline is when you're able to get yourself to act in a certain way when you don't do it naturally, while a habit is what being disciplined brings you over time. So to achieve mastery in the 6 key discipline areas of our life, you can work on the principles that lead to success. Some of these are the 6 personal perspectives, which is the mindset that determines our greatest success as leaders. So they are commit to self-mastery, commit to the 80-20 principle, move from E to P, make being learning based the foundation of your action plan, remove any limiting beliefs, and be accountable. If you've never heard of the 6 personal perspectives before, I strongly encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. Eddie Donnelly has actually done an amazing course talking all about the 6 personal perspectives. And if we can find that recording, I'll send it to you guys later, but it is definitely worthwhile to check that out. Next slide, please. And then the last obstacle is not having a clear focus on the key relationships that surround and truly shape our lives. So who we surround ourselves by is extremely important. We need people who are supporting us in our goals. Next slide, please. So the one thing that can help you counterbalance some of the lopsided areas of your life is having the right people in your corner. When it comes to achieving your one thing, no one succeeds alone. So there's 3 types of people that can make a really big difference on when you put your biggest priorities first. So those are a supportive partner or family member. The importance of having a personal support system can't be overstated. A supportive partner or family member is the one who helps hold you down and hold down the fort when work has to take the front seat. They are the ones who have to understand that sometimes other things come first in the pursuit of your one thing. They are also a partner in helping counterbalance all the priorities within your personal life. So without a supportive partner or family member, the tight counterbalancing that's required to keep our personal lives on track wouldn't be possible. Number 2 is to have an experienced mentor. So the path to success is much easier when you have the guidance of someone that's already traveled the road before. A good mentor is an invaluable asset that can lend you insight based on experience. And with the help of their guidance, you can avoid mistakes and potholes that would otherwise slow down your progress. A mentor should make the path easier to find and follow, so you don't have to put your personal life aside any longer than absolutely necessary. Mentors can also provide resources and connections that make everything else easier or unnecessary. And a mentor is also invested in your success. They'll understand that you have to go to extremes to reach extraordinary results, and they can help you navigate situations while you're on the edge. And then lastly is a professional peer. So a professional peer understands the struggles that you face and the challenge of overcoming them. It's a reciprocal relationship that you need and appreciate when your work life gets tough. They can help you by covering the small stuff while you give the lion's share of your time and attention to your top priority at work. And you'll find that you'll pick up the slack for one another at work when one of you needs to focus on your top priority at home or your family. One of the biggest benefits of having a professional peer is the friendship and camaraderie. So having true friends at work makes us happier. And when we're happier, we're more productive. When we're productive, we can get more done in a shorter amount of time. So it's easier to put focus back on our personal life. Now, for number 3, all of you should have number 3. We have an amazing community here at KWGM. We have a great support system. Please, 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 if you feel like you don't have this, come into the office or reach out to anyone from leadership or post in the Facebook group. We can help you find accountability partners, people to make calls with, anything like that. Next, Michael.
Well, real quick, just on the second item, sometimes it can be a mentor that can also show up in the form of a coach, right? We talk a lot about coaching. You look at our top agents, they all have coaches. I think if that is something that, you have not identified or build a relationship with a mentor, the opportunity to explore coaching through KW Maps, our productivity coaches on both the East and West side work with new agents, but not exclusively. They also both work with experienced agents. And so if you're looking for a coaching relationship to help you maximize, please let anybody on the leadership team know and we'll connect you.
All right, so if you'll pop to the next slide really quickly. What are some things that you can do right now to start to counterbalance and prepare to counterbalance for 2023? So the first thing is to establish your own mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. 2 is determine what your big why is. 3 is to learn more about or achieve self-mastery. 4 is to identify those key people in your life. And then 5, which is very, very important, is to time block those 2 pillars. So your business and your personal life. Okay. And if you'll go back again, Michael, this is a little exercise. I know it's kind of small, but it's a daily success list where you can write down what are your business priorities and what are your personal priorities, and then kind of time block and fit them into your day. And I can send this out after this. Michael, I'm sure you can attest to the importance of time blocking.
Well, you guys just got a sneak peek at my calendar. It's something I am a little bit obsessive with from a calendar standpoint, and knowing when I have to be where and what I have to be able to do. So, I time block for personal as well. I time block for things like gratitude. I time block for fitness. I time block my weekends so that I know what I need to do when I need to do it to enjoy my weekends that much more. So if you need help time blocking, building a calendar and a schedule, it's one of the many things that I'm passionate about. So yes, 10 out of 10 on time blocking, must do.
Anywho, that is all. So these are the 5 key things that I suggest you guys do. If you need any help with any of them, or if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or anyone else in the leadership team. We are always happy to help you guys, no matter what you're looking for. That's it.
So guys, if you could, as we wind down here, just throw a number in the chat, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. What's your, which one you want to tackle by the end of this week. You're not going to tackle all 5. And it's really important. We have a member of the leadership team that says education without implementation is just entertainment. That's Eric Akbar, known to say that one. But pick one of these that you want to do before the end of the week. It might just be to identify a key person It might just be to, pick up a copy of the one thing from the office. It might be to go back to that business planning clinic binder that was put together and see what you wrote in for your big why, right? That was 60 days ago. Is it still right? Do you need to refine it? Can somebody help you refine it? Or listen, it's a busy time of year, the holidays, right? The next 18 days that we round out the year with, you've got a lot going on. Maybe your one activity for the remainder of the week is to sit and time block for business and personal over the course of the next few weeks. Where do you need to be? When do you need to be there? What are all the things that you need to get done? Where is the time for you to do them, right? Any of those are good options. And trust me, if you need help with any of those things, there's another agent in the office, there's a member of the ALC, or there is a member of the leadership team that has done it before or knows the person who's got mastery there. So glad you guys could be with us. Carrie, thank you so much for preparing an awesome presentation, bringing in all the big takeaways from the one thing and from Quantum Leap. That's an awesome blend. And guys, take action on this. Like we said, we have stacked the January calendar with opportunities for education, activity, and mastery. And that launch is going to be a difference maker in a lot of people's year. And to be able to launch wholeheartedly, to go all the way into the work corner, it's going to mean getting some of this stuff sorted out in the next few weeks. All right. All right. That's all we got. We ain't got no more. Thank you guys so much for being here. Next Tuesday, Andrew Ginter breaks down the broker's top 10 of top 10. I hope it's going to be Dave Letterman style for those of you who remember, but I think it's going to be a top 10 based on things we saw, heard, experienced, and learned this year that we need to be ready to apply or avoid next year. So be here Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. via Zoom.